We've had temperatures explode this summer. You may have learned that we broke a world record in the Death Valley, 130 degrees. But even in greater LA, 120 plus degrees. And we're seeing this warming trend make our summers warmer, but also our winters warmer as well.
There usually be the exception to the rule to have a fire that was more than 100,000 acres. Now that's common. We've had several already this year.
Something's different with fires in California now, isn't it?
Absolutely. And if we don't think the climate's changing, you haven't been on the front lines of fires in California in the last several years. I've been doing this for 30 years. I work with a lot of experienced professionals around the state who have more years of experience than that. Things are different. Weather patterns are different. We've always had fire sieges in California. We've Santa Ana winds in Southern California, the Oakland firestorm in the early 1990s. But what's happening is we're getting weather events that are more extreme. Right here in Southern California last December during the Thomas fire, we had what we call a red flag warning for low humidities and high winds. It lasted for 13 straight days. That's unheard of to have those kinds of conditions for that length of time. It's happening more and more. Our fires are spreading at rates unlike they've ever spread. Firefighters can't get out in front of these fires now and stop them when they're burning in those conditions. They're having to back up and find other places to control them at ridge tops and other places. And they usually be the exception to the rule to have a fire that was more than 100,000 acres. Now that's common. We've had several already this year. Literally while we're speaking here today, the largest fire in the state's history in Mendocino County, the Ranch Fire, is still burning, 410,000 acres.
See, it's a year-round fire season now in California. We were paged out for a fire just down the ridge from where I lived, and when I walked out my front door, it was there at my front door. So we do what we do best and go into fire mode and hook up my truck to the pump and started doing what I can, and eventually some of my firefighters came in and we stayed at my home, the bulk of us, all night because then, and I don't want to say this with you here, we were actually unable to get out. We were stuck where we were due to fire being on either side. It was devastating to watch your own home burn down. I walked out the front door to what I thought I was going to someone else's fire, and I never thought this is the last time I walk back in my home again.
Firefighters know their risks, and we're facing greater risks. The fires that everyone just talked about here a few moments ago are placing firefighters in jeopardy more and more every day. We're recognizing things are changing, and we can't just have the response piece and put more resources at this because we continue to, more and more fire resources. Where does that end? And we have to look at the other side of this equation. We have to spend more time focusing on understanding the impacts. It's really the reality of the climate change.